Hello, I'm Seán Finnan from Limerick Post. Here are the top stories from the week. Following from reports from Daft.ie, which showed less than 10 properties on the market in Limerick, the Limerick Today Morris Quinlivan showcased his own figures of the market, including how in the last quarter Limerick renters saw a hike of 8.9%, almost 3% per month, bubbling the current figures to over €1,370 a month, with Limerick County suffering worse with a 13.2% jolt. This was laid at the door of the misguided action to tie rent to inflation earlier in the year, with the TD Morris Quinlivan offering his party's ideas once again with the suggestion of complete rent freezes, refundable tax credits and 4,000 homes annually delivered. Another politician that has been speaking on the housing this past week was former Defence Minister Willie O'Dea, speaking on housing for those afflicted by domestic violence in the Permanent Rent Supplement Scheme, in the form of a supplement of up to 3 months and route for an extension for another 3-month period in order to prevent them from leaving their home due to financial concerns. The TD spoke of how schemes like the stated one protect and offer much needed safety for victims of domestic violence and offers much needed safety in the backdrop of these financial concerns over renting and housing. In other financial news for victims of violence, the Midwest branch of Rape Crisis Ireland has issued a call for volunteers given how the group has run short of training hands since the onslaught of COVID, a time in which has seen their service increase in demand of over 50% in the last year, but given how training takes longer than those gaps in between the recurring lockdowns, to replace those that have stepped down from the service in the past year, either due to personal reasons or having retired from the service, in roles such as forensic roles to deal with any victims or in the aftermath to deal in counselling roles. Another service, however, that has stepped up in its aid of domestic abuse victims this week is the Salons of Limerick, which have partnered with the women's charity Women's Aid, given more than 300 salons in Limerick has resources to staff in order to talk to them or advise any customers that have dealt or are currently dealing with domestic abuse on their options and how they can get out of it. With the CEO of the industry confederation that includes salons, CEO Margaret O'Rourke Doherty, saying the role between customers and salon staff is one that is built over time and is something that can work on a support link in a largely female dominant workforce to aid a largely female dominant issue. An issue that members of Rosa, the Irish feminist group, protested outside Henry Street Garda Station in Limerick City this week, with the event forming around the fine that was issued on one of their previous demonstrations, with a member of the movement, one Katrina Nakahan, saying this fine showed that they were up against a clearly systemic misogynist state. The group, however, has no intention of shying away from more protests, as they've planned more before the end of the year, with the next one being on November 25th, surrounding the topic of victim blaming and forms of discrimination on sexual and gender rights. While there are some that would roll their eyes at such a statement, the group's call coincided with a promotion poster in Limerick for the bar The Black Rabbit, promoting their Christmas event, which was posted online in one hand and swiftly deleted in the other, with the aforementioned Rape Crisis Midwest noting how shockingly sleazy the poster was, with the crisis centre noting the imagery and phrases with the Black Rabbit telling customers to come early, which is in contrast to the polar opposite, the White Rabbit, who's always late. I've been Seán Finnan from Limerick Post. Those have been the top stories from the week. Have a good afternoon, evening or night.